Now we meet a young man named Ethan White, living in the last surviving city in Australia. Ethan and his friend Jude work as mechanics for Chronocorp, the company desperately trying to find a cure for the sickness and a way to save what's left of the world. Ethan's wife, Janthe, is already suffering from the disease, which pushes Ethan to work around the clock just to afford the high-quality oxygen she needs to stay alive. One day, while Ethan and Jude are repairing equipment inside a tunnel, they receive an unexpected summons from Chronocorp's CTO, Regina Jackson. When they arrive at her office, Regina introduces herself and lays out the grim truth. If things continue this way, humanity will soon die out entirely. Then she turns to Ethan and tells him, "You are the only one who can help, the only one who can save mankind." Hearing this, Ethan was shocked. He couldn't believe what Regina was saying. Sensing his doubt, Regina took them to a lab where a massive machine was located. In the lab, a scientist named Billy Michelle introduced himself to Ethan, shook his hand, and also examined the device strapped to Ethan's wrist. Then Regina explained that the large machine in the lab was a time machine called the Chronicle. Ethan's father, Dr. Richard, had started this project 20 years ago. During the first test of the time machine, they had sent out radio waves to find out what lay on the other side. Through those waves, they discovered that in the future, 407 years later, in the year 2474, Earth would once again have enough trees and plants to produce the oxygen needed for human survival. This gave them hope. If humanity still existed 400 years in the future, it likely meant that solutions to the current problems had been found. But the strange part was that the radio waves they had sent out actually returned. And not only that, they came back altered, with an encoded message embedded in them. When they decoded the message, they were shocked to see that it was a directive from the future, telling them to send Ethan White. That's why Regina now wanted to send Ethan into the future, to uncover the solution and save humanity. Ethan was stunned. He couldn't believe any of this because he thought it was all impossible. He didn't want to leave his wife, Janthe, behind, so he declined the mission. Later, we see Ethan and Jude sitting together talking. Jude tried to convince Ethan to join the project and travel to the future to save humanity. Hearing this, Ethan replied, "I don't want to be like my father." Ethan had deep resentment toward his father, Richard, because when Ethan and his mother needed him most, Richard was never there for them. In reality, 20 years ago, when Ethan was just 8 years old, his father left home and never returned. Neither Ethan nor his mother ever knew where Richard went or why he left. In the meantime, Ethan's mother was also murdered by someone. It was Jude who took young Ethan in and raised him with care. Ethan saw Jude as an older brother, and they had a very close bond. Ethan blamed his father for leaving his mother behind for a project, and he held him responsible